Yes, because he also talked about alternative fuels, and
that-
she backs that too. She thought that was very good. Yes, but the problem is, you
have
know
to
what?
watch the
You're
segment.
not going to have.
You're not going to watch this thing. We'll have to pull it up.
Okay, you're not going to have a solar panel on your car. You're not going to have a windmill on your car, and for the next 10 years, nothing is going to change. You're going to use
we should
gas.
have solar panels down here.
But that's not the point. The point is, you're not going to be using anything but gas for the next 10 or 20 years, no matter what comes. We'll shift over to other things. And I have to laugh at these people that say we want electric cars.
The
Yeah,
electricity's got to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
How do you think the electricity? That's kind of what I thought too. I'm like, I think the electric car is great for gas mileage,
Yeah.
but you
still need
paying,
energy.
You still are paying for the electricity because you have to plug that sucker into your house, and
Right.
where's the electricity coming from the house? So unless you happen to have an electric car and a house that's run on energy efficient or alternative energy,
Or
such
squirrels.
as those people that those celebrities that are off the grid and have 16,000
right.
fields of solar panels
Right,
and
right, right.
wind turbines.
All 6 of them.
Right, but
For the real world, those are not alternatives. And I'll share something else with you. This guy,
they sell back
this
there.
criminal, Obama,
Stop calling him a criminal.
he is. Do you
You
know what
don't
he
know
just did?
that.
He's allowing the EPA to pass rules that are going to make the coal companies shut down plants. We get our electricity from coal. He told us when he was running for office that, of course, the electricity prices were going, of course, have to skyrocket. So that's why I'm saying, yeah, he's been transparent. When he was running, he told us what he was going to do, but people had no idea what it really meant. When he talked about a fundamental transformation of America, people thought he meant he was going to bring us together, we were going to move ahead, we were going to make the country better. No, he wants to make us Greece. He hates America. He hates the English.
You say that a lot.
It's the truth. Look, read. Don't believe me.
I don't do research.
Read
It's summer
for
vacation.
yourself.
It's summer vacation.
Well,
I
I'm
read
just saying.
stuff.
Oh, believe me, I understand that. But I'm just saying, if you were to take the time to go read the things that he has done, you got to keep in mind that it's not just him. It's the people that surround him and the things that he's letting his agencies. He has a guy in it that works for him called Cass Sunstein. He's a regulator. He passes regulations. He approves the regulations at the EPA and the FCC and all these little agencies. He's bypassing the Congress. We used to have a 3-system form of government. Judicial, executive, and what was the other one? Judicial.
I teach math.
Okay, judge, legislative, judicial, and executive.
Okay.
Okay, and then we used to rely on a fourth estate, which was the journalism, media, who've completely gone over to the other side and anointed him as our great king. Well, what he's found out is that he does not have to go through the legislature to pass laws. He can have agency people that he appoints pass regulations that don't have to be approved by anybody. So now what we've got is we've got all these regulations being passed that are changing our lives.
You don't think that any of the presidents hadn't figured that out too?
It's not a question of figuring out. They had the moral fiber to not do it. This
And
gentleman,
this
gentleman's whole purpose is to dismantle America, bring America down. He wants to bring America down. If you read his story of him growing up and his background and what he's come from, you have to have a goal. You have to have something to aspire to. That's what America's been. America's been
the place you aspire to after we got involved in World War I.
And World War II. We saved the
Right.
world twice. Actually, more times than that. We don't have to go. And if we weren't, believe me, you'd be talking German.
Here, explain. No.
You would be speaking German if it wasn't for the Americans. Or Japanese.
No, we would have been speaking German if they decided to put all the laws in German. That's the only reason we speak English is because they put all the laws in English. Nowhere does it say that English is the official language of the United States of America.
You would have been speaking German if the Americans hadn't gone in and beaten the Germans because they would have taken over the world and
Anyway.
you would have been my comrade or something.
Now you made me lose my train of thought.
I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
Something about Germans
Oh,
and...
no, we're conceited.
Oh, that is so lame.
I'm telling you, look.
Sure.
no,
Who,
let
you
me-
mean the senators and the congressmen? Yes. They are
no,
arrogant.
No, the country as a whole.
How do you figure? How do you judge the country as a whole? How can you look and say, yeah,
You
300 million
okay,
people?
You pick anybody, take the people that are our coworkers. Ask them
Sure.
who is our state senator.
Probably don't know.
Who is our governor?
I blame them. I blame the school system that doesn't teach them history anymore, because history is not on the FCAC or whatever the thing is called. I don't know what it's called.
no.
I don't know what it is.
Oh, no.
We teach them math and we teach them this.
We teach them
but
history.
we don't teach them American
teach
history
them
like
history.
we used to.
Yeah,
I learned
we
about
teach
my country. Do you know I'm still
So,
listening to people tell
all
me
I'm
that
saying
she
is
was
that-
wrong about Paul Revere, and the guy that wrote the letter, Paul Revere, explained exactly what she said, and he was right. And a Boston from Suffolk University.
No, you have to say that but you have to also admit that some of her followers are a little cuckoo if they start trying to change stuff on Wikipedia to coincide with something that she might have gotten.
You have isolated nuts and everything. At least they're not president
Anyway,
and vice
what
president.
I'm saying
Yes,
is that as a whole, the country is conceited.
How
there
can you
are
say that?
people. You can go to any of the European countries, even the.
what do they have to be conceited
Middle
about?
In even the Middle Eastern countries, and they know more about our current government and its functions and who people are than we do.
That's their school system.
But we couldn't even name. I bet you can hang up 3 different pictures and ask which person is the current president of France, and we'd have no idea.
Yeah, but may I
But
share
don't
with
you
you?
think that that's conceited?
There's people
That
that has
we
nothing to
are
do
no
with conceit.
longer-
That's our educational system, which does not teach the people. I mean, that's what it boils down to. And I'm not blaming the teachers. I'm blaming the people that set up the criteria.
Well, okay. So then I think that
That's not conceit, it's ignorance.
I think we need a big slap in the face.
Well, but
And we need to
not
be
one that cripples us.
We need to get off our high horse.
We are not on a high horse.
We are on a high horse when you said we had to save the world twice. There you go.
They came to us. We did not go to them. They came to us. They begged America to save them, and we did. We put our money and our boys over there in Europe. We are the only country that has ever gone out and saved other countries and come home. Everybody else goes out, saves countries, takes the country over, claims the land for themselves, and that's how everybody else in history has handled when they come in to help you. But when England came to us, when Europe came to us, please, we're dying. Here go the Americans. You know what happened? If you go over in France and you go over in England, there are yards and acres and acres and acres of crosses and Stars of David of Americans that came over to save them from Nazi Germany. Okay? Not America. They weren't here. They were over there. We went, we spent our money and our blood to save them, and when it was all over, we came home. We are a great country. We have good and decent people. And I don't believe that we're conceited. I don't think you can say that 300 million people are conceited. I can say that there's too many people on food stamps. We have failed to understand the tragic, unexpected consequences of giving things to people because we rob them of their desire to work themselves. We rob them of their initiative. We rob them of their family coming back together. Why? Because the government's there. Why do you think so many single mothers are single mothers? Because because the more kids they have, the more money they get from the government. Okay? There's no inducement.
Did you know Florida passed a thing
Not drug.
that they have to be drug tested?
Is that
in order
great?
To go on, was it welfare?
Yes.
I was like, it's about time the state got something right.
That is a great thing to do, and that's how it should
Way
be.
to go,
why
Florida.
should we be letting these people get high or get drug? I can say that now. I couldn't say it 2 years ago. But
Get
now
high?
that I'm part of the New World Order. Okay. No, I think that's absolutely great. And I'll tell you something else, too. It shouldn't be welfare. It should be workfare. The ACLU should not be telling us they can't clean the roads, they can't do this, they can't do that. No, that's degrading. Listen, we are giving them money. They should have to do something for it so they see the value of the money. I mean, that's what's happening. When the immigrants came over here, they wanted to work hard and get ahead and do what they needed to do to get ahead. And there was nobody standing there handing them a place to live, money, this, that, food stamps, this, that. They had to work. And you know something? They didn't get to college. And sometimes not even the next generation got to
One of
college.
my
Let me
friends-
finish. But the third generation got to college. And they accomplished it. And they grew. And they made it. And they built something on stone. They didn't just get handed stuff to them so that they didn't have to think. They didn't have to work. They didn't have to have a family unit.
One of my friends who's pregnant, she's due in September,
Okay.
said that her nurse, the OB/GYN nurse,
Right.
told her that when she had gotten pregnant, she quit her job and dropped her insurance, and then immediately applied for Medicaid.
Yeah.
And they supplied all this stuff for her, even though she was a nurse, licensed nurse. And then after she had the baby, she got her job. She got another job.
You know what I mean? See?
And
That's
while,
wrong.
while good Americans are working as hard as they can to save the money, because now when you have a baby, you have to put up like $800 or $1,200 or something.
I don't know.
Before, no, you have to. Before, it's like you do a pregnancy plan or a delivery plan.
Right.
So you have to put up like your copay or a down payment
Oh, in front?
up front.
Whoa.
So most of it, and then if there's any complications, that, you know, the insurance covers most of it.
Right, got you.
You have to put down like your copay or down payment, and then if there's any other complications, that gets billed to the insurance, and then it comes back to you, you know, whatever that is. But that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money for one person to have to put pretty much up front. Like,
Right.
you can't deliver your baby, you can't plan to deliver your child at our hospital or at our delivery unit until you have paid such.
Right. Well, in most cases, it's not just one person. It's a mom and a dad. It's a family that does it. Okay? And I don't know enough about it to go into that further.
You know, but I'm talking,
Yeah, but you made my point. That was wrong what she did.
Right.
Absolutely wrong. And the thing that worries me the most is because, you know, we became a great country because people had ideas. And the reason that they had ideas was just like the reason we changed TV in the 70s. You know why? Because we didn't have any money. And we had to come up with ideas. Those ideas are still on TV today. People are still watching them. You're watching stuff that we designed in the 70s because we were broke. Okay? And what's happened is, by giving people stuff, they don't have to think. They don't have to aspire. They don't, and we lose the benefit of that spark that those people would normally have had, because they had to get out of the rut they were in. They had to move past. It wasn't just handed to them. And that's why I say it's an unintended consequence. It's not malicious, but it wasn't thought through enough. People didn't realize, you know, and now we live in the everybody's got to be the same right now, bingo, and there's no learning, there's no experiencing, there's no, you know, everybody's got to be at the same level right away. Everybody's qualified for college. Everybody gets this. You know, it's just like, that's why I personally, this is my own personal opinion, that if Obama rode in being a black president, he's not a black president, he's multiracial. But if
he's Hawaiian.
If he had been, who knows, he's probably Kenyan, but if he had been a great black president, that would have been a great thing, because people were already starting not to see color anymore. We've come so far, and people in the civil rights industry.
Do you think she's going to run in 2012? For 2012?
Tinkerbell?